I always forget to say this, but make sure you like and subscribe to the Valley Boys wherever you're listening to podcasts. And hey, why not download the Himalaya app? It's got everything you need. Your Valley Boys fix. We only come out once a week. The other 6 days, you're dying for more. Luckily, the Himalaya app's got your back. They'll give you expertly curated lists geared towards your specific tastes. Not just comedy. They got everything from sports to true crime, serial killers, all that weird shit. Maybe you're into that. I don't know you. I don't know your life. But the Himalaya app is great for when you're in the car, driving, stuck in traffic. It's good for exercising at the gym. I mean, I don't do that. I've never done anything for the benefit of my health. But for you, there's the Himalaya app. Get it today. All right, can you give me a little shit fuck?
Shit fuck.
All right, hold it a little closer.
Shit fuck.
Shit fuck.
Shit fuck.
All right, we're ready to go. Valley Boys, episode whatever the fuck. I'm your host, Dave Weasel. Let's get this shit over with. Join with me is my sidekick, Brandon Collins. He's been promoted. We had a nice Mexican meal today, so yeah, you could be back to sidekick.
Well, that's until tomorrow when it's burning your asshole on the way out, and then I'm back down to assistant.
That's right. Yeah, it'll be your fault. It's just like that barber I go to. Every time I go there, I see a couple more gray hairs coming off of that, and I'm like, that's it. I'm not coming to you ever again.
But shit.
Gray hairs, you know?
You're getting old, Dave. Just go with it. It's flow of life.
You know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what haircut I get or what color it is. I wear a hat 24/7. I get my hair cut in this very specific way, where you're supposed to style it and it looks all cool. I don't ever do that. I just wear a hat. I wear it in the shower. I wear it to bed. I'll wear it at your dog's funeral. I don't give a fuck.
Is there anything you take your hat off for, Dave?
No. What are you getting at?
Nothing.
When you say it like a fucking weirdo like that, you sound like a registered pervert. Wear your hat like that. All right. Make sure your microphone's nice and close, Brandon. We're not in the shit shack today, but hey, it'll do. It'll do. Valley Boys, after all. We started this from nowhere. Got nowhere. We're still nowhere.
Where were we? We came right back to nowhere.
You fucking pulled a dumpster pig move, you fucking Valley Boy.
What'd I do?
You ordered Domino's twice in the same night.
Yeah, well, that's only because I got high, and before that I was drunk. I wouldn't have smoked weed like if I was sober, and I wouldn't have fucking ordered Domino's if I was high. So, like,
It's the circle of dumpster pig.
Yeah, blame fucking Budweiser. It's their fault.
You know what? I used to deliver pizzas way back in the day.
Yeah.
And 90% of the, past a certain time, they're all high. 90% of them. You show up, and they're like, pizza, this is a present from the former me. Like, you mean 45 minutes ago?
Right. And it was the same driver that showed up at my place. He didn't bat an eye. He's like, I fucking get it, man. I'm right there with you.
Man, that's white trash. It's like you live in Pomona, and you got that Pomona virus.
It's close enough.
Gonna park a car on your front lawn with no license plate. Let the grass grow. Not that you do that now.
No, not at all.
All right, let's just dive into this. So today a video came out of old man Joe Biden yelling at the steel workers about guns. You see this video?
Yeah, I saw it, and it's nothing fucking new. It's Joe Biden yelling at somebody about, I don't know, not having record players or his hairy fucking legs or something.
His best friend Corn Pop from the barbershop quartet he was from.
Back in the roaring 20s.
Yeah, that's the thing. Joe Biden would be doing a lot higher in the polls if they could do their debates by singing. You know? And wearing a leather jacket. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like by a garbage can.
That's exactly where his campaign needs to go in short order for the Democrats to have
I don't know. He's winning right now. He's consolidated all of the other candidates' votes, and he's winning.
Yeah, right. Everyone's bullied into supporting Joe Biden, or more precisely, it's like, hey, you drop your shit campaign and get on board with Biden. We might have a sweet little cabinet position for you.
Seems like that's what's happening.
Yeah.
He's just going to make the whole cabinet all of his former opponents. I mean, that's never been done before.
Oh, no, not at all. But the coincidence that it all happened right before Super Tuesday, like, not to go all conspiracy theory, but that's some conspiratorial shit right there. Like, guaranteed they're fucking ganging up on Bernie Sanders. And how fucking sad is that the DNC is worried about a guy who's not even a Democrat winning their nomination and becoming president?
But that's why they don't want him in there. They call him a socialist, which is hilarious. He needs to stop saying that, though. He needs to stop saying the word socialist, because it's not. He's just expanding the already quote-unquote socialist policies that we employ currently. Oh, paved roads, fire department, public schools, cool. But as soon as you say, well, what about healthcare? They're like, get out of here, you fucking commie. It's like, oh, communist now.
Yeah.
Like, you keep stretching it further and further.
Well, meanwhile, though, you got Joe Biden like calling people fat and telling them that they're full of shit, challenging them to push-up contests. Like that's what they're rolling with, though. That's what they're throwing out there against Trump.
He said that to that steelworker because the steelworker was saying, I saw a video of you saying you're going to take away all the guns. And he's like, you're full of shit. He's like, it's a viral video. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's like the other videos they're putting out of me, which, in fairness, they are edited to make it sound like we should vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, that was one video they did that. But if you go and look back at his quotes, like he is, I wouldn't even say a gaff machine. People have been running with that. I think the dude is legitimately like ready for the retirement home. Like he needs to be in an Alzheimer's ward or something like that. It's fucking sad, really.
Yeah, his brain is gone. I don't disagree with that. It's too bad we couldn't put Bernie's brain in his body.
Yeah,
you know, because I'm a little worried about Bernie. You know, he doesn't seem all that well. It seems like I wouldn't if I had to go get the mail, I wouldn't be like, hey, Uncle Bernie, come with me. I'd be like, no, you stay. We don't want only one of us coming back.
Well, if you look at the combined age of the top three individuals who can become president in November, Trump, Biden, and Bernie, it's like 76 and a half years old. These people are going to have their fucking debates at noon because by the time they're done, they're going to need someone from the nursing home to drive them to Denny's so they can eat at 4:30 and get home in time for reruns of Matlock and Murder, She Wrote.
No doubt, man.
That's where our presidential campaign is at.
Well, Trump likes the Gorilla Channel. 24 hours of Gorilla.
Jesus Christ.
Do you see that? There was this thing I was on the internet a couple years ago. Somebody put a bullshit excerpt from a book that was coming out, and it was fake, but it's just like, Donald Trump is obsessed with the Gorilla Channel, where it's just a 24-hour feed of the gorilla at the zoo, and he thinks it's a real channel, and he's obsessed with it. Of course, that's not true, but everybody ran with it, you know?
Yeah. If you hate Trump, that's what you're going to throw out there and share with all your friends, But
old man Biden, though, man, so he's got a good point about the guns. It's just one thing that when you're dealing with gun fanatics is you have to use the proper terms, otherwise your argument's thrown out. So he called it an AR-14 instead of an AR-15, which, yeah, that's some old man shit. And he called it a machine gun instead of
it's a rifle.
Sure. A high-powered rifle capable of killing 60 people at once. All right, cool. But he called it a machine gun. So they're like, oh, it's not a machine gun. Stop saying that. That's not what it is. And it's like, okay, they're trying to limit these high-powered rifles, and everyone's against it because they think that they're the ones who are going to have their guns taken away. And on the let me back up just a second. In this particular argument, Biden, for whatever reason, took on Beto O'Rourke, who took that stance. Beto wants to take away those guns. He's like, yeah, I'm down with that, which I'm also for, by the way. I'm cool with that. But Beto he's taking the most extreme stance on guns, and Biden is taking him in. He's like, yeah, he's going to be in charge of the gun reform.
Well, the most extreme stance compared to a year and a half ago when he's like, no, you can keep your AR-15. So at least that's what he told Texas voters.
Right, yeah, but now that he's on
now that he has a chance to end up in the White House.
Right, yeah. But regardless, that's what they're going with to try and get the presidency. And I think that's kind of a dumb stance to take. I'm all for it. I'm all for taking away the AR-15s and any other high-powered rifle capable of killing 60 people at once. But
it's not capable of killing 60 people.
Well, except for it's happened, and it keeps happening. But yeah, all right. When they have it's not guns aren't a partisan issue the way that people think it is. Yes, typically, traditionally, conservatives are the ones who like their guns, but that's not true. Liberals, there are a lot of liberals out there that like guns. And just speaking anecdotally, I post something on the internet about guns because I fucking hate them. I get people on both sides coming after me, being like, hey, fuck you, this is our right. This shall not be infringed. And then you say, well, okay, well-regulated militia. You know, what about that? And they're like, well, that's taken out of context. You got to understand what that actually means. And I'm like, well, what does it mean? What well-regulated militia are you from? And really, there's only been a handful of well-regulated militias in modern history. There was what, Ruby Ridge?
Yeah.
Waco, Texas?
Yeah.
The Branch Davidians?
Definitely pretty organized.
And there was another guy spying in on all that shit who decided to have some of the weapons that the military has. Because that's an argument that gun owners have. They're like, well, if the military can have it, so can I. Because what if I need to kill a whole bunch of military officers?
Yeah. And they need their rocket launchers.
That's what Timothy McVeigh thought. Because he was watching that shit. I think it was Ruby Ridge. He was watching it from a little spot they had where spectators could watch the FBI spy on the Ruby Ridge. And he was pissed off about that. And his retaliation was the Oklahoma City bombing. And he made that bomb. He made that high, like you saw that everybody knows the damage it caused.
Yeah.
That he made that himself. Are you telling me that everyone should be able to have that kind of power or those type of weapons in their home?
Yeah, absolutely. What? It was shit that you could go and buy from the store. That's a crazy thing. Like
that is a crazy thing.
It's not like he went and bought like a bomb making chart and had to go to a specialty store.
So what if they made those types of bombs? What if they manufactured those types of bombs? You could buy them at fucking Walmart for like $400. Should that be legal?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, at least you're sticking. Oh God, you're sticking to your guns.
This guy.
At least you're following through with that, because a lot of people say that there are lines, and it's like, well, no shit, there's lines. There are lines. And that's what we're trying to say is one of them is. In theory, it's nice to think, okay, this gun will protect me from a tyrannical government. If I need to kill a whole bunch of cops or whatever the fuck it is that they do, they have that weapon capable of doing that. But the reality is these weapons are used for murder.
What about the love guns?
What are you talking about? Your penis?
Yes.
When's the last time you used that on something you didn't pay for? How much does it cost for the Brandon love gun to fire off? God, that's gross. It's gonna make me fucking puke.
I'm just sitting here minding my own business, liberal. Don't blame me for your shortcomings.
Well, that's what I think about this well-regulated militia donkey bullshit. All that put together is in there.
See, here's the thing that I'm getting out of this is the government wants to step in and make laws. The government wants to step in and raid your fucking compound and kill your people. Really, this is the government's fault. Had they just minded their own fucking business, none of this shit would have happened. So, really, government's to blame.
You're blaming government interference, and see, you got a good point there, except that they shouldn't have had those guns in the first place. They shouldn't be stockpiling weapons like that. Nothing good comes out of that.
No. It's what usually comes is a fucking government saying you can't have that, and then they're going to kill you and take them.
When you're going to do something fucking crazy with it, yes.
Like minding their own business inside of their compound.
Sounds like you want to have a Brandon compound. What would go on in a Brandon compound?
Harem first thing. We're going to get that squared away.
Explain that.
Harem. I'm going to have 4 or 5 women available to me at all times. Take care of every one of my needs. Every one of my needs.
So what are you going to do when you have... And are you going to be the only man?
There might be a couple weaker, lesser beta males that I pull out of your pool of like-minded ilk. Yeah, it's like manservants.
Well, you got to, because if you're the only one procreating, which is what's going to happen, this isn't the actual land of Brandon where everyone just gets abortions. You are going to be a father several times over, and guess what? Those kids are going to start fucking, and then you're going to have all these freakazoid inbred Brandon grandchildren.
Well, we'll see how deep the gene pool is, even with the first generation.
Fucking gross. Oh shit! Did you see that Alex Jones got a DUI today?
No, I actually missed out on that. He caused an accident, get pulled over. What happened?
I don't know. He's just driving around drunk in the middle of the night, and it's in Texas where half of the people there are probably, I don't want to say that, but it happens in Texas more than it happens in a lot of other places. But yeah, he got himself a DUI in Austin, which is where he's being sued by the mother of a Sandy Hook victim for spreading false information. He called her a crisis actor, and their kids aren't even dead if there were kids at all in the first place.
Yeah, that sounds like some Alex Jones shit.
It's crazy how you could do that. You could build a whole not just a following, but you can make a whole career. You can have a whole life based around saying crazy shit. 9/11 was an inside job. The flu vaccinations will lead to martial law. An evil global network is preparing to institute a new world order. And okay, that's all fun and games, but now you either have to put a disclaimer at the beginning of your show, like, "Hey, this is bullshit." You know what it is? It's professional wrestling.
It's exactly like professional wrestling.
Like, everybody knows it's fake, but
yeah. Well,
there's this cognitive dissonance to it, where you're like, let's just watch, let's just see who's gonna win this round. Goddamn well, it's more scripted than a Harlem Globetrotters game, but you're still like, oh my god, I can't believe that the Undertaker beat out Hulk Hogan or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I think that happened one time. But anyway, yeah, no, I see where you're going with that.
So if he were to say that, and that's his defense, he's saying, well, like, I'm just a commentator, I'm not anybody important, and this is for entertainment. What about free speech? And then that's what old man Biden was talking about with that steelworker. He's like, well, you can't. Your Second Amendment has to be respected the same way the First Amendment is, where you can't yell fire in here. And that's what he's doing. He's causing significant pain and hardship. He's violating someone else's rights by spreading fake rumors about them. And you can't just say, well, it's entertainment. Like, if I were to get on a platform and be like, Brandon Collins does not sleep with prostitutes, you'd be like, hey, what the hell? That's not true. Like, you're ruining my life here. And everybody's like, hey, Brandon, that whole persona's a lie. We're going to continue not liking you.
Well, shit, that's the worst thing that's going to happen, then I'm all right in life. But, here's the thing, man. Like, the name of the show is called InfoWars, for one. And he's been sitting on there with, like, a tinfoil hat. That's where I hate where society is now, where we can't engage common sense enough to decipher, like, an actual news broadcast. And some dude with a tinfoil hat in a studio in Texas talk about government turning the frogs gay. Like, if you need somebody to tell you that this is entertainment and this is news, then you're a fucking idiot. You shouldn't be procreating in the first place. And society doesn't need you.
Right. I see what you're saying. It's like, you know what he is? His old tweets are his new tweets that he says constantly every day. And nothing ever comes of it.
Yeah, again, it's Alex Jones. It's fucking Alex Jones.
Yeah, he's a shit show. He's a joke, which is why I think it's crazy that we are punishing people for their old tweets. Don't get me wrong. I don't like any of these gross jokes. You get these older than I am Gen X comics who have made very gross, derogatory, sickening jokes on Twitter, which is disgusting.
Well, I've seen some of them. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They're horrific.
Yeah.
But in the context of it, that's what those guys were doing. They were trying to, like, one-up each other. I don't know. Saying really gross pedophile shit online as a joke.
It's basically the shit that comedians would, tell each other in the green room, but then they wouldn't take out on stage. Just the stuff they're trying to tell to other comedians and shit to gross them out, but now they're putting it out on Twitter.
Of, yeah.
No one will ever see this.
Well, it's like, you've heard of an aristocrats joke. You know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
I've been in one of those before. It was fucking amazing. Now, if people were to take quotes that I've said on stage into a microphone in front of people that paid money to see it, the disgusting, horrific things I said in that context, and be like, well, this is how he feels about shit, people would think you're an idiot. Right? Because we prefaced it with, okay, it's going to get fucking gnarly. We all got dressed up and everything. But in this context, they're trying to invalidate people's opinions based on these old, gross, disgusting, horrific tweets. Like Michael Ian Black. He's talking about how he prefers Biden over Bernie. Okay. To me, it's like he's taking path A over B to defeat Trump, which is the end game here for my side. And I would prefer Bernie 100 times over 100 to anybody. But if it's Biden, so be it. I'm not going to attack someone over that shit, and that's what he's getting. He's being attacked for these old gross tweets. They're saying, like, well, no wonder you support Biden. You're a pedophile. and it's like, no, he's not. And that's the other thing too. This outrage isn't from what he's saying. They're outraged that he has a different opinion than them. And it's 99% the same opinion. The end game is beating Trump. And I'm Bernie all day, like I said. But I have no desire to cut down somebody who wants to take a different path in beating Trump.
I don't think he honestly gives a shit, man. To me, it's no coincidence that Kids in the Hall just announced a reunion for their show on Amazon or whatever the fuck it's going to be on. And he happens to put out a tweet like that, and it catches all kinds of fucking shit.
Maybe, but this isn't the first time it's come out.
No, but I'm just saying at this particular time, it's the reunion show is being announced, or
I gotta say it's a coincidence because it's there's a couple verified accounts who have a long history of trying to bash people that disagree with them politically, who are the ones bringing this to light. I mean, maybe it's a conspiracy, maybe they are working with them, but I very much doubt that.
Just baiting them, if you know that you're gonna get a reaction out of these people
by saying I prefer Biden over Bernie. I don't know, dude.
Dude, that's where we're at in society. That's a funny thing. Everyone wants to talk about what a bunch of fucking assholes Republicans and conservatives and Trump supporters are. The fucking Democrats can't even get on the same page right now. Trump's sitting back watching this fucking laughing.
I don't disagree with that. They don't need to do shit. They need to watch the Democratic Party implode on itself. And that's why people are saying, "Oh, Trump's going to win," because look at all these fucking idiots on our side. Or this side, or that side, whatever. They're looking at the Democrats right now self-implode, and they're just gleefully waiting for whatever emerges from that to get destroyed by Trump, which could happen. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's going to beat Trump. I think Bernie could, and that's another thing too. Even my stupid opinion, what does what I think matter to anyone? But it does. I happen to like Bernie, and someone says, you know what? I think you're secretly a Trump supporter. That's right. You like Donald Trump because you're trying to push forward a candidate who cannot beat Donald Trump. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Are you fucking crazy? Even for all of these accounts it's just online where it's not real. You know what I mean? Twitter's not anything. But people, corporations listen to these. Cancel this, cancel that fucking bullshit. But this one particular person, he had an anonymous account, as they always do, 7 numbers in their name.
Yeah, I know.
Hiding behind that, and I'll say shit like that. Well, you know what? You're a good family man because you're hiding your identity to save them the shame and humiliation of seeing what you're really like. And the one idiot that was just going off on me, he brought up a tweet from years ago where I said something about Trump will get impeached or whatever. It was something about that. And he's like, look at this, you fucking idiot. And I was like, you sat on that for this long? just to send me a screenshot of it? Because it said 8 minutes ago in the screenshot, but it was however many years ago. And I was like, that's pretty sad, dude. He's like, no, what's sad is your smug attitude, and it turns out you were lying. I was like, well, I wasn't lying. I was speculating. And I was like, well, good for you, anonymous account. And he's like, oh, so now you're trying to blue check mark bully me, huh? What the fuck? And I looked through his pictures. He's got a picture of his dog. The idiot has his address and phone number on the fucking dog's collar.
Nice.
Yeah, so I didn't point that out to him, but it's if you're going to be an anonymous account, don't put your home address and phone number in your pictures. Don't go looking for that guy either, Internet. I better delete that response to him just so that nobody goes and dox him.
You're not actually calling for anyone to dox him. It's his own
but I
stupidity.
am. That's what it is. I'm not. I'm definitely not. But because I've referenced this, now it's out there. All it takes for a couple weirdos listening. Shout out to you guys. Thanks for make sure you like and subscribe. But it takes a couple weirdos to be like, yeah, fuck that guy, and they go back and find him. And they're like, here it is. Here's the dog collar.
Oh, so
I'm deleting it right now. I'm not fucking taking.
Oh yeah, you just pulled a Donald Trump move. A Dave-old Trump.
Oh, don't you Dave-old Trump. Dave-old Trump isn't a thing.
It's it's amazing how you can see your home address and your phone number in this picture that's on my public Twitter that all my followers can see.
Well,
what a
I
coincidence.
deleted my replies to him, so now it doesn't exist.
Oh, dirty Dave.
And I paraphrased him, so you can't.
No, don't you Alex Jones me, Internet.
No, what I'm saying is I didn't say anything directly verbatim that you could search so you could find him. Whatever. Don't go looking for him. Moving on. Let's talk about something else. Go back to talking about you being a fucking stoned motherfucker, you goddamn drug addict.
Yes, I do not deny anything that you just said.
You know what's funny is I asked the internet for their dumbest stories
All right.
when they were stoned.
All right.
I'll kind of I'll tell you something that happened to me. I don't smoke weed because of my hopes and dreams and everything.
You're a
I'm
little
not
bitch,
drug
yeah.
addict.
Absolutely.
No, I'm just not an addict like you. A junkie. One of them weed junkies. But I was in an Uber, and I was drunk and getting out, and I feel this vape pen. I'm like, cool, vaping. Maybe I'll quit smoking. And I come in my house, and I put it in the bathroom. Don't think anything of it until the next day. I see it there, and I'm like, oh, you know what? This might be a weed pen. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm 33, 34 years old. I'm someone's dad. I can't just hit a foreign substance without rinsing it off first. So I did that, and then I did it. As soon as I hit it, man, instantly I'm like, oh, this is weed. Oh, God. And I was fucking stoned. Like, right away, immediately. It hit me like a dump truck, man. And
dump truck. Can't stop the dump truck.
Yeah, dude, I was dump trucking just in my bathroom, and I breathed it in, and as I was breathing it out, I just took my clothes off. That's what I felt like doing, and not in like a all right party time, get naked sort of way. Just clothes are such bullshit, that kind of
fucking hippie
sort of,
dippy, yeah,
right, yeah,
absolutely.
And I'm standing there just fucking goosed, man. I'm stoned. I'm looking at myself in the mirror, just I'm so disappointed, but I'm also stoned, so I don't care,
Yeah, why do you think I do drugs? I don't have to feel life for a while. But you got to watch out for those cartridges, man. My first interaction with those cartridges, I was in Albuquerque for a concert with family and friends and all that. And I was hoping somebody had a little weed, but we ran into these chicks that had a vape pen. Never fucked with them before in my life. So, like, I hit it, and I'm like, God, I can't feel anything. They're like, oh, no, you got to drag on it a little bit and watch the light come on, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right. So I fucking hit this thing for about 4 seconds straight. And I'd already been drinking at that point, mind you. And I just fucking hit cloud nine, man. I was floating a mile above the goddamn amphitheater. I was feeling fucking good.
Yeah, it hits you hard. Well, like I said, I just did that little, and I was stoned as fuck. And I'm standing there naked. My mind's wandering all over the place. I'm like, why is this even illegal? You have those inner thoughts when you're stoned. That's what I was thinking of. I'm like, this shouldn't be illegal. It's natural. Like sex. Sex is natural. Why do we care so much about that? Why is pornography frowned upon so much? Why is it different than Brandon's prostitutes?
Yeah.
These are and then you just go in this cycle, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to go to bed. Well, I'm going to watch 14 episodes of Futurama, and then I'm going to go to bed. And that's what I did. It's completely harmless.
See, I continued to get tanked, and the night ended with my ass hanging out of my brother-in-law's pickup truck because a fucking Ford Mustang wanted to race us.
That's not a weed thing. That was the drunk Brandon coming out.
Well, either way, it was drugs, Dave, all the same. Weed, alcohol, it's not my fault I'm an addict. Show me a little compassion, you fuck.
No way. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, Republican.
God, yeah. So, yeah, everything comes back to Albuquerque with me for some reason. I don't know why, but...
Well, we were just talking about Albuquerque in the last episode. Mark Hayes was saying how it was the shittiest town he's ever been in. We had people from Albuquerque mad about that.
But it's going to happen. They know. They're mad, but they know.
It happened a few months ago, or about a year ago. I texted you. I said, hey, how's Albuquerque? And you replied with just... My wallet was stolen by a hooker.
Yeah.
And I took a screenshot of that. I blacked out your name.
Yeah.
I was like, I asked my friend how Albuquerque's going. And, and now it's all coming back.
Yeah, remember.
So what happened with that? Do you want to tell that story, or should we not do that?
It's definitely not any worse than anything I've already fucking told. So, yeah, I was there last year into May. Would see wrestling in Vegas with the old man, and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm close enough to Albuquerque, so head there, see my sister, brother-in-law, whole clan. And, there was one night when I was just alone with my thoughts, and it'd been a while since I'd had some of that sweet loving. So, you don't
need to tell the whole story from the day you were born, just the story about the hooker stealing the wallet.
Yeah. Anyhow, so, yeah,
I was born on a Tuesday.
That's right. Yeah, fucking going into full Joe Biden mode here, man. But anyhow, so usually what I do, like when I meet up with a girl, I'll get the money out of the ATM and then I'll like, stick my wallet somewhere hidden in my vehicle, or I won't even take it with me. I'll usually just leave that at home. Well, anyhow, I didn't have that luxury this time because I was on the other side of town. I was with a hooker earlier, didn't get off, and I'm like, you know what? I came all this way. I'm going to see if this other chick's available. So I met up with a second hooker within like an hour, and we find a spot behind an apartment complex, do our thing, and drop her off back at her place, and then I go to fill up my car, and I'm looking all over the fucking place. I search the goddamn thing high and low. Fucking wallet's gone.
Mm. And
that's all. that's
But you asked her where it was, and she's like, I don't know.
Yeah, she played fucking stupid. She was the last one in the car, the only one who would have had access to the fucking thing. She's like, yeah, I have no fucking idea. I mean, it'd be terrible if somebody, spent your money, and then lo and behold, someone tried buying some shit online with it right away. It got declined, thankfully, but...
Well, you canceled it right away, didn't you?
No, the store did, because they thought it was a suspicious purchase.
Nice.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I had to go through a whole fucking line of
getting your license and all that shit.
Yeah. It's like, fuck, man. Like, you could have taken the money out of there and then, like, throw my wallet on the ground and say, oh, well, yeah, I thought I saw a wallet on the corner there. Or something, but...
So let me just reiterate that whole conversation. I fell asleep there. Sorry. Let me... So you went to Albuquerque. You picked up a prostitute. You were in the back seat. You left her wallet in the glove compartment. She went to the front seat. You went around. By the time you got there, that's when she would have stolen it, correct?
Yeah, it's pretty much.
All right, there's the whole story. Neat. All right, well, let's hear some of these people's stories.
All right.
Not about hookers. This is about getting stoned. Some of these are pretty good. Some of these, you people are lame. Let's start with Grizz. My buddy Trevor. Went to school with him. He says, I ate one too many weed cookies before going to pick up my little brother at the Greyhound terminal. He stepped off the bus to see me crawling back to my minivan while puking in front of entire families at 1 p.m. on a sunny day. Most embarrassing part was the minivan. Man, I feel like that's one of those things where anything you do at a Greyhound station, it doesn't matter what time it is. Like, that's a vacuum. Anything goes at it. You'll find people drunk on mouthwash at 9 a.m.
Oh, I've seen it. I've been there. Hell, I was drunk the last time I got on a Greyhound at 9 in the morning on a Sunday.
What's the furthest you went on a Greyhound?
From where I was at in Colorado to Salt Lake City, so that would have been a good 700 plus miles.
Yeah, you got to be drunk for that.
Yeah.
Cal78, longtime supporter of ours, he says, fell asleep in my girlfriend, woke up alone.
Oh, man.
Happens to the best of us. I mean, not me or anything, but probably Brandon. Hoskin here says, I put my hat on. Oh, this is a good one. I put my hat on, and then I forgot, so I looked for my hat furiously around the house, absolutely adamant that the missus had put it away somewhere. FaceTimed the missus, and, well...
Yeah.
So just imagine that. You get a FaceTime from your husband. He's stoned. He's wearing his hat. He's like, where's my fucking hat? Got it on his head.
Yeah. It's bad enough when you do it sober, but somehow it's like 10 times worse when you're fucking high.
Yeah, dude. I'm absent-minded 90% of the time, and I'll be looking for shit that I'm holding in my hand. Like my keys or my phone, whatever. Right in my hand. And I'm not even, I'm not a junkie like you guys.
What does that say about us, Dave? Well, you've never gotten your wallet stolen by a hooker, so there's that.
Yeah, man, that's pretty sad how that's a measurement of success in life. Is you haven't had your wallet stolen by a hooker.
Yeah,
This one's from someone named Shemale Allison. That's their name. One time I was wearing these amazing thigh-high red latex boots. Checks out. Someone complimented them, and I spent the next hour staring at the boots like I had forgotten they were on my own feet.
All right.
I get that. You ever look at your hands when you're stoned? That was on Half Baked or something.
Yeah, I haven't ever...
You ever see the back of a $20 bill, man?
Yeah, I've never gotten like that. It just usually enhances whatever activities. If I'm watching TV, it makes shit funny that's normally not that funny. Makes Domino's pizza, fucking delicious. It's not horrible, but like it's goddamn gourmet at that point,
This guy Adam says that he Googled how much does a building weigh.
That's some stoner shit.
Yeah, or looking up animals without hair. That'll fuck you up, man. You ever see a bear?
Yes.
With no hair?
Yes, I have.
And they got the picture that's going around is he's got that little Abe Lincoln beard still.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we'll give him some dignity. He's going to free the bear slaves. You know what they look like? Raccoons with no hair.
Yeah, raccoons with no hair is fucking nuts. Look like giant jiggling scrotums with legs.
Fucking gross.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Well,
but when you trim your balls, tell me you don't think about that bear.
I don't.
You don't trim your balls.
That's right.
And you don't have any complaints from
Canadian.
the ladies. I've had a hooker complain about like my like I don't.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I don't have a jungle.
That's golden.
Yeah, I don't have a jungle down there or anything, but all the same, it's like, look, bitch, I'm paying you. Can you just pretend to fucking enjoy this for the next 5 minutes? Like, I ain't getting up and trim my shit now. We're way past that.
Do you actually say that though? Do you say "look, bitch" when you're speaking to these?
No,
women?
no. I mean, like that's what's going through my head. Like I'm.
But what did she say? What was the actual complaint?
The fact that like I wasn't trimmed, she just like kind of like, oh, like like most guys are trimmed, when they come in. But she just wouldn't address it directly, and I'm like, well, you just had my dick in your mouth, and now you're complaining about that. I don't know what to tell you, but if it's an issue, fucking tell me ahead of time. But B, if I get there and you see it, and you still put my dick in your mouth anyways, you really don't have a whole lot to complain about at that point.
Well, I don't know. It's workplace conditions. There's posters about that at like Harvey's when I worked there as a teenager. It was like, okay, the place must be clean and sanitary. It's your right as a worker. I feel like they have that right, man.
Well, if I felt like the rest of the place was clean and sanitary, maybe I would have gone to complain to the labor board or something like that. But
not you, her.
I know
you're the one providing.
So you know what I
gross
mean.
Work environment.
You know what I mean, though. Like I would have made a complaint.
That's
too.
fucking nasty. You know what? She probably quit after that. Went back to community college, the land of second chances.
No.
She 67th time.
Yeah, she
You
she
turned
was
that
a
woman's life around, man.
She was a stripper.
Yeah, not anymore.
Fuck.
Man, that's how you get that Pomona virus. And stop referring to them in such a derogatory way, fucking dump truck.
You know what? If they're cool with me, I'm cool with them.
And you can't stop the dump truck.
Can't stop the dump truck.
But man, this coronavirus is spreading around like fucking almost as bad as the regular flu.
Yeah, almost if you mean like a 10,000th less than the regular flu.
The problem with the coronavirus is that it has a high mortality rate, like significantly higher than the regular flu.
For older people.
Well, yeah, just like the regular flu. The problem is the hysteria surrounding it. And at this point, that's what it is. I think it's something that needs to be addressed. We need to take all precautions, all reasonable precautions to stop spreading it. But
the biggest two things that like the CDC and every other fucking health organization out there has said, wash your hands with soap, warm water, like dry them off, do it for 20 seconds or whatever the fuck it is, and don't touch your face, don't touch your mouth, your nose, your eyes. Like those are the big two things that they tell everybody not to fucking do. What does everyone do? Fucking dipshits run out, they hoard the toilet paper and the water.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. When you overcorrect a problem, you're just creating a different problem. And I'm not saying that the coronavirus isn't a problem. I'm saying let's look at this realistically. The regular flu has killed many more people several times over than this flu. This is just the swine flu of the month, bird flu, the SARS,
Right, and that's what Donald Trump put out on Twitter.
I know.
So David,
I'm not agreeing.
David's in line with Trump, and
no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, let's not create a separate problem with hysteria and fear mongering and blaming everybody for this and that and the other thing when it's not. It's bad. Okay, it's bad, but it's not as we don't need to turn to 28 days later over it. That's what I'm saying.
So we need to quit treating the coronavirus like we do with our everyday politics.
No, everyday politics is different. It's raining frogs politically.
Gay frogs from the government. Shout out to Alex Jones.
But if you're worried about the coronavirus, like I hope you're just as worried, or whatever it is, 80 times more worried about the regular flu, because that's what's going to get you. And you really don't have much to worry about if you're a healthy person. If you're elderly and you've got some, you got something already going on health-wise, yeah, make sure you wash your hands twice when you go.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine. You're not going to catch the coronavirus.
Yeah, and realistically, like, all the people who have died at this point have either been they've been in those upper groups or they've had underlying health problems. It's basically just another way for God to say, it's time for you to fuck off. You don't need to be here anymore.
See, you're looking at that like this, like an old, cynical, jaded doctor. That's how they see shit. Like, well, you don't want to take care of yourself? Fuck you.
Yeah, but is it wrong though?
Well, for a doctor, yeah, because the doctor's supposed to save you, and they do. They give it for the most part, most doctors give it the old college try, but other ones are like, well, you ate yourself into this condition. Brandon Collins, see you later, Dave Weasel. We got to put ourselves in that category. But don't be worried about the coronavirus. Don't be caught up in the hysteria of it. Be cautious. Like you would any other disease, any other flu, any other virus. Don't be licking people like Brandon does. Don't be licking people on Craigslist where he finds these people that steal his wallet, and you'll be fine. Don't get caught up in the hysteria. That's all.
Dave, you're the first person I'm licking when I do get coronavirus. I'm purposely going to make it my mission in life to get coronavirus just so I can come and lick your face.
That's fucking nasty. Why would you do that to me?
Because it's funny.
And see, like, this is kind of crazy too. I'm looking at this. They're closing schools now. So up in Elk Grove, California, they closed all the schools in the district for a week, and they shut down South by Southwest, which is fucking crazy. Do you have any idea how big that is?
Yeah, well, and I heard that too, and I'm like, oh, that just must have been like a 2 or 3 person decision. No, like bands and sponsors were already starting to pull out of the event, and the organizers were like, well, fuck, if we keep going, A, we're not going to have much of a festival the way it is, but B, there's going to be a whole lot of people not going to come anyway, so it wouldn't even be worth it monetarily.
I guess, but canceling the whole thing takes over $300 million out of the economy in Austin, because it's not just concert tickets. We're talking about bartenders. We're talking about
hotels,
people who park cars. Yeah, all these hotels, restaurants, everybody counting on that money. $350 million gone.
Yeah, but we're talking about like health over profit at this point.
Well, that's how they're perceiving it, but that's what I'm saying about the hysteria. Is calm the fuck down a little bit. I don't know.
Right, just like Donald Trump said, I'm glad you're on the same page as us.
I'm not joining your fucking bullshit dark side, man. It's a broken clock. My watch just ran out of battery, and it's right twice a day. And by proxy, everybody is going to be right twice a day, just like that idiot. But man, I'm not getting caught up in this shit. No, you're not going to convince me that I'm going to catch the coronavirus. It was like, if I bit someone, are they going to become Canadian?
You could try. Just go down to Hollywood and just start. They'll think you're just a crazy homeless dude, if nothing else.
Dude, that's what everybody says. They're like, so you like Justin Trudeau? And I'm like, no. They're like, well, what? He's the ultimate liberal. Like, no, he goes too far. I would not be surprised if that guy puts it out there. It's like, okay, if you really want Canadian citizenship, you got to get bit by a Canadian. That guy's a fucking goof. I like a lot of his policies, but he goes too far with it. It's like he's Trump, but the opposite. He's image obsessed. He's a panderer, which Trump is. I don't necessarily believe that Trump believes half of the shit he's saying. He's just trying to get people, voting for him.
Yeah.
He found a very small base that love that shit, and Trudeau's doing the exact same thing. He's pandering to the internet base. He's a meme,
All right, yeah, I'll give you that.
And that guy's showing up, and it turns out he's walking around in blackface in his youth too. That's kind of the opposite of that shit. I don't trust a word he fucking says.
Nah, he's a fucking hypocrite. Well, and he's trying to play that whole social justice warrior fucking bandwagon thing. He's trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator of people. But it's like the 5% of the people with the loudest voice reach 90% of the ears for whatever fucking reason.
Well, online, yeah. The problem, the major issue with that is companies listen to those fucking idiots. If they're out there screeching and yelling about canceling some guy because he farted on a dog 8 years ago, they're gonna do it. If you get and you can't trust that. What does that even mean? All these anonymous accounts are calling for action when goddamn well that 100 of these accounts could be one person.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. I'll give you that. No, I just.
But that's how I see Trudeau anyway.
Yeah, no, he's just a pander. He says shit because he thinks it looks good, but the problem is like it gives people a sense of entitlement to be upset about the most mundane shit or shit that they don't even have the right to be upset about. So I'll give you a couple of examples because everything in life goes back to pro wrestling. There's a bit that they did on WWE Raw recently where one of the female wrestlers beating the shit out of another one, and then she uttered shit on live TV. Now, granted, this show airs at like from 8 to 11 on the East Coast. So like, and this guy was like bitching and tweeting at the wrestler because, oh, well, you said shit on TV, and now I have to sit down with my son and explain, I kid you fucking not. And she's like, well, what the hell are you doing letting your kid watch wrestling at 9 o'clock at night for? If it's such a big deal. He's like, I'm not going to apologize. Fuck you.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah. That's some dumb donkey shit. Someone tried that with the Super Bowl when Shakira showed her ass. This dude tried to sue the NFL for like $1 billion or hundreds of millions, some ridiculous amount of money, because they forced a pornographic image into his home and gave him unpure thoughts, which violates his religion or some fucking bullshit. And it's like, you know what that made me think of? That Beavis and Butthead episode where that girl in the class gave them a boner, so they tried to sue the school for sexual harassment. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. You fucking idiots. Just shut up. Shut the fuck up. There are real shit. There's a ton of real shit to complain about out there. And you could put forth action into changing that. Instead, they think they're doing that by being these. That's why they call them social justice warrior. These people. It's not a virtue to pander to other people that are just like you, all saying the same shit, drowning out everyone else's voice, so that you could be the one to say it. You want to complain about someone's ass on TV, about hearing the word shit? No, you don't. What are you actually hiding? When I hear that shit, it's like Michael from The Office. It all comes back to The Office. When Michael from The Office, when they had Dwight found a joint in the parking lot, probably yours, Brandon, because you're a drug addict. But he shows up and he's like, yeah, we're not allowed to be smoking. We're not allowed to be doing drugs of any kind, so we're going to be having a drug test for the whole office to figure out who did this. And Michael was like, oh, shit, I was at the Alicia Keys concert. I think I already used this analogy on the podcast.
Yeah, you may have.
I don't know. Well, whatever. If you've heard this already, fuck you. It'll take a second. He's worried that he smoked a joint at the Alicia Keys concert, so he starts flipping out. He's like, oh, no. I hate drugs. Drugs are the worst. In fact, I'm so against drugs that I don't even need to be tested.
Yeah, right.
And that's what I think of when I hear these fucking people. It's like, I dislike seeing a butt on TV so much that I'm suing them. And it's like, my thought goes to like, what kind of butts do you have on your phone or like made into wallpaper, and whose skin did you make into a lampshade? Like that's where my mind goes. What are you actually hiding, you piece of shit?
Absolutely, they're projecting their own shit on everyone else. Yeah, they were the people in high school who would be trying to fuck their girlfriends' sisters and shit, and they'd be stealing from whatever job that they fucking worked at. The biggest pieces of shit in
No, I got you. It's the same thing with, oh God, I hate to use this, but religious people, the over-the-top ones that are trying to inflict it on everyone else. Those are the ones saying shit like, if you're an atheist or if you're a Muslim, you don't have a moral compass. That's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. An analogy I like with that is, say if you're a kid on a field trip and you're in the gift shop and you're looking at all the toys and you want one but you don't have the money. You think the thought crosses your mind that you could steal it, but you decide not to do it because you don't want to fuck over the owner of the store, so you leave. Now another kid comes in and his chaperone is there right behind him watching him the whole time, saying, don't fucking steal anything. Don't fucking steal. If you steal that, you're going to hell. You're going to burn for eternity. And if you walk out of here without stealing it, you're going to spend all of eternity in heaven swimming with the dolphins with your dead relatives. So the kid walks out and he goes, I didn't steal it. I am righteous. You stupid fuck. You didn't have the chaperone behind you telling you what to do. You don't have a moral compass.
Right.
That's how I hear that shit. It's like, no, your moral compass is defined by what you do when no one's looking. I'm not talking about posting shit online. I'm not talking about those people that go and volunteer one day of the decade at a homeless shelter or whatever the fuck in their soup kitchen, and they're taking selfies.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. The people of Instagram.
And then there's the thought as well, the end justify the means. Sure, they're doing it for their own selfish reasons, but those people have someone serving them soup. The end justifies the means. I agree with that, but it's the right thing for the wrong reason.
Yeah, well, at that point, they're useful idiots, and whatever you can get out of them, that's fucking fantastic.
Right, yeah.
Whatever and however you can do it.
And the images of that might inspire somebody else to also take a bullshit photo with a homeless person.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine that. You're a homeless dude. Life's already kicking you in the balls enough, and you have some fuck with their cell phone being like, hey, can you move in a little closer?
Right.
Look a little sad.
Yeah. Closer, but don't touch me.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's wrap this shit up. God, we've just been babbling on and on. I'm not apologizing. You guys go fuck yourself. Brandon, let's play a little game of California man versus Florida man versus Canada man.
All right, we'll do. We got ourselves some real fucking winners.
Remember,
today.
just read the fucking headline.
Just shut the fuck up, Dave.
You confused Jamie. Do you remember that? You read the headline, he guessed, and then you, for whatever reason, started reading the whole story, and then he guessed again. And you're like, no, that was from the last one.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamie Kennedy. He's an awesome guest. We'll have that episode soon.
Yeah. He wasn't familiar with our format here, but anyhow. All right, so headline number 1. Man arrested after stopping to pet cat during police chase.
Canada man, and his name's Dave Weasel.
Yeah, they're fucking triangle ears, you fucking weirdo.
Oh, don't start talking about triangular ears, man. It just sets me off. They're like 2 little party hats that they're wearing, celebrating their own cuteness.
Jesus Christ. Now this particular incident happened in Florida.
No shit.
Yep.
Well, shout out to that dude.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He stole thousands from a friend's wallet, crashed a Lexus into a police cruiser, then a fire hydrant, fled on foot, ended up in this lady's backyard, and knocked on her door and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've been working in the neighbor's yard. Could I get some water?" And so she goes and grabs some water, comes back. He's fucking rolling around on the floor playing with her cats. Well, all the meanwhile, like, police cruisers are still running through the neighborhood trying to find this fucking guy.
Man, at least he did that. That's probably the gentlest, purest thing someone can do when they've just sort of crashed into a woman's house.
Yeah,
usually that story
crime.
ends with a knife or something, you know. And she turned around and he's on the floor petting the cats.
Yeah, he's a criminal with a heart. How can you not love that? All right, story number 2. Man who attacked MAGA hat wearing bar patron in restroom faces 4 years in prison.
California man.
That is California, man.
Yeah, that's where that would happen. That wouldn't happen in Florida. No one would. Half the people there have mega hats on, and it wouldn't happen in Canada because no one would have a mega hat. So yeah, California man.
Yeah, well, except for a couple of them, but yeah. So,
where in California?
It was somewhere here in L.A. County.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but
That checks out.
yeah. Well, it's funny because the guy, his hat wasn't Russian, so so you didn't know what the fuck it said. But
Oh my God!
yeah, so the guy that got
You realize that's an ironic hat.
yeah.
He's making fun of Trump when he wears a "Make America Great" hat, and it's in Russian.
Well, he could have been making fun of Trump, but
That's mocking Trump.
But apparently the guy that beat the shit out of him didn't get the joke because he asked what the hat said. The victim told him, and then the guy proceeded to punch him in the face, knocked him to the ground, punched him more, stole the hat, and then
Yeah,
ran off.
fuck him. Prison, good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like those hats. I don't like those people very much, or I don't get along with them particularly well. But resorting to violence, that's fucking stupid.
Right, that's why you have all
You're
those.
a fucking idiot. You deserve to go to jail. You hit somebody, like you punch someone and hurt them. Yeah, assault. That's assault.
Yeah, and that's why you have all those idiots out there saying, "Oh, punch a Nazi." It's like, really? Because 4 years in prison's worth punching a guy to prove a point to who? But whatever. All right.
It's just hard to defend Nazis. But you're Brandon, so
Well, that's what I'm here for.
go stepping Brandon.
Yep, me and my flat feet. All right, last story. Man arrested for allegedly spitting on bar patron wearing MAGA hat. Is that Florida, California, or Canada?
Well, it's very similar to the last one, but I'm by process of elimination, I'm going to go with Canada. But I would find that surprising, you know.
No, this isn't Florida where you said it wouldn't happen.
He was spitting on him, huh?
Yeah, dude at a bar, Vero Beach, Florida, somewhere in the south there.
Spitting's still different than punching someone, but yeah, okay.
Well, this guy was only looking at 90 days in jail, so yeah, I mean the punishment.
90 days for spitting on someone? Come on.
Dude, that's what I was trying to tell you the other day when we were talking about that chick on the college campus and people were throwing shit at her. Granted, it wasn't like rocks or anything, but it's like you can't fucking do that to people. Like even if it's just a little bit of spit, yeah. And the reason the laws exist is to keep people from acting like complete fucking assholes. If it comes down to a ideological disagreement, like you should be able to go to the bar and drink without someone fucking spitting on you or yelling in your face. I would think.
Yeah, but if you're also going in there, I'm not saying that this dude was yelling, but I'm saying if, so you understand, hypothetically, if he goes in there and he starts shouting in people's faces about Donald Trump and waving guns around, you know, and everybody else starts throwing toilet paper at him or whatever. Not everybody, but if one person out of 1,000 does it, I gotta say you put your own head in that alligator's mouth.
Well, yeah, I mean everyone's gonna get in trouble on that one, but anyhow, so yeah, fuck.
So we went. What was it? Florida, California, Florida.
Yep.
No, nothing happened in Canada, huh?
Well, I mean nothing that good.
All right, let's wrap this shit up. So we are the Valley Boys. Make sure you like and subscribe to us. I thought that would be obvious by now, but they're telling us we have to say it every time. So here we are again. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, whatever the fuck. Download the Himalaya app. I use it. It's fucking great. I've discovered quite a few podcasts that aren't even on our network, so I'm not going to talk about them, but it's good for finding new shit. That's what I like about it. We're the Valley Boys. Peace out.
And don't forget to trim your balls.